Hello and welcome to Pabbly. So today in this video, we are going to discuss the top 10 MS Excel automations that you can set up with Pabbly Connect. So we all know that Excel is one of the most popular spreadsheet program around the world. And there are a lot of things related to MS Excel that you can automate with the help of Pabbly Connect. So whether you want to send a WhatsApp message in bulk to your users from Microsoft Excel, or you want to add some data from your Google Analytics to MS Excel, you can automate all of these processes. Also, if you want, you can automatically shorten some URL using bit.ly in MS Excel itself using Pabbly Connect automation. Or if you want to send some messages on Telegram or Slack, you can also automate that. Instead of messaging, you can also create some new tasks in ClickUp, Asana, Monday.com, or any other task or project management application. Or also you can connect any online form building application like Jotform to MS Excel to store the form submission data instantly. So the possibilities of automation are endless. So without any further delay, let's start with this complete guide where we are going to tell you in a step-by-step guide that how you can set up all of these automation all by yourself.
Hey everyone, in this video we'll be exploring how to integrate Notion's database with Microsoft Excel, making it easier for you to manage and organize your data. So with this integration, you can synchronize your MS Excel spreadsheets with Notion's database in real time, giving you more control over your information with less manual efforts. So whether you are a seasoned Excel user or just getting started, this video will show you how to make the most out of Notion and Microsoft Excel. So let's get started. So we are using Pabbly Connect to set up this automation. So Pabbly Connect is an automation tool and this is the landing page of Pabbly. So I'm going to paste this link in the description as well. So from here you can sign up for free and you will get free automation tasks every month to test and set up your automation. So you can just sign up right now from the given link. And after that, you just have to sign in and reach the Pabbly Connect product and you will see the dashboard of Pabbly like this. From here, you have to click on this create workflow button to set up any automation workflow. So here you can give any name to your workflow as well. So I'm giving the name here as Notion to MS Excel integration. Alright, so after giving these kinds of names, you can just click on create button and you can see your workflow page is here. And on this page, you will find these two things, the trigger and the action. So our automations are based on these two things only. So trigger is that event which starts a workflow and the action is the automated response or the consequence of the trigger. So here you can read, it is saying when this happens, do this, okay? This is how it is going to work. So in our use case, adding an item in Notion's database will trigger this workflow, and adding the same item in a row in MS Excel's sheet will be the action towards the trigger. So first of all, you have to choose the trigger application. So in our case, Notion is our trigger application. Okay, and then you have to select the trigger event, which is new database item. Select this. After that, click on connect button. And from here, select add new connection, then click on connect with Notion. All right. And from this window, you have to provide some access to Pabbly Connect. Okay. So these are the accesses you have to provide. You can select the pages from here where you have the data stored in Notion's database. So I'm right now selecting all the pages, but you can select specific database and specific pages as well. Okay. After that, you just have to scroll down and click on allow access, and you will be connected with Notion's database automatically like this. Okay. And here it is asking for the database ID. So guys, this is, let me show you my Notion's dashboard. So guys, this is Notion. And here is a page I have created named as technical issues. And this is a table I have created here. And this is the data I'm saving in this table, like the project name, the issue type, the summary of the issue, the description, the due date, and the label. Okay. Right. So I'm going to select the name of the page first, or the database ID. From this drop down menu, it will show you all the databases you have. From here, I am selecting this one, technical issues. Now guys, by clicking on save and send test request button, you can fetch the details of your database like this. Okay, so whenever you are going to add any new row here in this table, the data is going to be fetched here. Okay, so right now I have the latest row here like this. So as I'm going to click on save and send test request button, the data of the latest row will be fetched here. So I'm clicking here the button and you can see the data is captured here like this. It is showing us the text type. Okay, and the content is here. API stopped working. Let me show you this here. API stopped working is our summary. Let me scroll down. Here it is showing the project's name, Pabbly Connect projects. You can see it here, right? Then when you scroll down a bit more, you will see API not working. So API not working is the issue type. Okay, then when you scroll down more, you will find the due date here as well, 15/2/2023. Okay, let us see here, 15th of February 2023. The date is same, and you can see this is the description, team meeting to be done. Like you can check it here, team meeting to be done. So everything that you have here are fetched here like this in these labels. Okay, according to along with some technical details as well. Okay, the data got fetched here. So now with the help of this, I want to send this data to my MS Excel spreadsheet now. So we are going to connect MS Excel sheet here in this actions tab. So search for MS Excel. And after selecting Excel here, you choose the action event as add row to worksheet. So guys, I have already created a worksheet in which I want to save my Notion's data. This is my worksheet. I have named it as issues. Okay. So right now, first of all, I'm going to click on connect, and from here select add new connection, then click on connect with MS Excel. And from this window, you have to provide some access to Pabbly Connect. So you just have to scroll down and click on yes here. And you can see the authorization is getting successful, right? Like this. And we'll be connected with Excel. All right, so we are now connected, and here it is asking for the workbook's name. So the name of my workbook is issues. So when you click here, it will show you the list of all the workbooks you have. From here, you can search for issues and select it. All right, then it will ask for the worksheet's name. So my worksheet name is sheet 1 only because we have only one sheet, and it got auto populated here. Now it started showing the column fields, the project name, the issue type, the summary. These are the name of the columns I have, the headers of the columns, and it started appearing here. Now to send the data in these columns, we need to map the values of these columns here in these fields only. So we are going to use this data that we have received here from Notion, and I'm going to map the labels I have received here from this tab to here. So to map the things, you just have to click here, and the previous tab will appear in the drop down. So by clicking on it, you can see all the data. From here, you can find project's name and map it like this. Okay. Similarly, you will find the issue type. So issue type is, let me show you. You will find the issue type here. This is the issue type. You can find the issue summary, map it. Similarly, map the description. This is it, map it. The due date. Here is the due date. Okay. And finally, the label. So you can cross check the data with Notion as well, and see if we have correctly mapped the data here. Okay, so we have correctly mapped the data. Now you can check your connection with Microsoft Excel by clicking on Save and Send Test Request button, and this data will be sent here in this row. Let me show you that. I'm clicking on Save and Send Test Request. So this is the response we have received. Let us check in MS Excel sheet if we got a new row added. So here, let me just refresh this sheet. And here you can see, guys, we got the data added here like this in this row. Project name is here, the issue type is here, the summary is here, description is here, everything is here. Okay. So this is how you can synchronize Notion's database with Excel by mapping the labels here. So when you map the labels, what will happen whenever, after setting up this automation, whenever you are going to add any new item here, the labels will be updated and this data will be fetched here automatically. So you have to set up this automation only once. After that, you do not even have to open this workflow. It will run in the background automatically whenever you are going to add any new database item. And guys, you can use this same workflow as well, as I'm going to paste the link of this workflow in the description. You can clone it in your own free Pabbly Connect account and start using this automation instantly.
Automatically sort the long URL from MS Excel via Bitly. So this is a very interesting automation where you just need to add the long URL into MS Excel sheet, and the same long URL will be picked up automatically, and Bitly software will be automatically shorten the URL, and the same Bitly link, the shortened URL, will be added to a separate Excel sheet, that too automatically. Well, you can also automate your entire URL shortening process using this automation. How you can perform this automation, just follow this video till end. So this is the list of all the long URLs which I am going to shorten up using Bitly software, and then pasting all the shortened URLs here in a separate sheet. And I'm going to do this process with the help of an automation software, Pabbly Connect. Well, this is the website pabbly.com/connect. You can also reach here by typing this. I will also attach the link in my description box. Now, first create your free account, which is absolutely free, and you will also get free task to test this automation. Now I am already an existing user, that is why I have clicked on sign in, then clicked on access now. Now you will see I will reach to the dashboard of Pabbly Connect, from where we are going to start creating our automation. Click on this button, create workflow, provide a random name to your workflow. I have provided automatically sort the URLs using Bitly software. Click on create and you will see two boxes in front of you, trigger and action. Trigger means when this happens, action means do this. When this happens, do this. So basically we need to select the applications in which we are setting up an automation. Understand with an example. Whenever a sale happen in a payment gateway application, send an email via Gmail application. According to our use case, whenever the long URL is added to MS Excel application, create the short URL using Bitly application, and then further add the shortened URL to MS Excel application. Well, we are going to perform the next two steps later. Let's start with the first step, and here in choose app, Microsoft Excel will be my first application because I am having my long URL in this application only. And in trigger event, new row in worksheet, because I'm going to add the new long URL in my worksheet. Click on connect, click on add new connection, click on connect with Microsoft Excel. Now provide the access of your account in which your Excel sheet is created. Since I'm already logged into my MS Excel account, basically to my OneDrive account, it did not ask me the access, and the authorization has been successful immediately, but you'll have to provide the access. Okay, now you can see I'm connected. It is asking for the workbook name. You can see whatever the workbooks are available into my account have started visible here, but I'm going to select the which workflow, important links to be shortened. Well, let me search for the same important links to be shortened. Okay, you can see this is the workbook, and in worksheet, well, I have just a single sheet, so I'm going to select the same, but you can see it has selected automatically. Now going to click on this button, but before I click on this button, let me tell you, when I will click on this button, the recent data which I have added in my sheet, in my Excel sheet, will be captured here in Pabbly Connect, and further we are going to then shorten that particular URL with the Pabbly Connect only. Okay, so let me first add a new data here so that I can show you how it is going to done. Okay, so I have this link, Pabbly Connect lifetime deal for special customers. Okay, I need to shorten this particular URL. Let me copy that long URL, okay, which I have already saved to my notepad. Okay, I'm pasting it here, and I need to short this particular URL and add it to a separate Excel sheet. Okay, so I have added it. Now let me click on this button, save and send test request. and you can see the response is received, and here is the data. Pabbly Connect a lifetime deal for special customers. Well, the same name which I have added here, and here is the link. Let me show you. Well, let me maximize it, and here is the link. So I have that particular long URL which needs to be shortened, and how we are going to shorten with the help of Bitly software. That is why the next step of our integration of a connection will be Bitly. Choosing Bitly, and in action event I want to shorten the link. Click on connect again, click on add new connection, connect with Bitly. Provide the access of your account, click on allow. Since I'm already logged into my Bitly software, the authorization will be successful immediately, but you will have to provide your account access. Now it is asking for the group. While I have the single group in my Bitly software, so I'm going to select the same. Now it is asking that which long URL. Let me read the instructions. Enter URL to shorten. Example this. Well, I need to shorten up this particular URL, and from where I am going to receive this URL? From this particular data which we have received in Pabbly Connect. I don't need to copy and paste it here. Simply click on this field, enter text or map data. Okay, click on this field and read the instructions. Insert data from previous step. So basically we are going to map the previous data right from this drop down, and here is that long URL which needs to be shortened. I have provided the same. Again click on save and send test request, and you will see the response is received, and finally I have got that Bitly link, that particular shortened URL. Let me even check my Bitly software whether this particular URL is available here or not. Okay, because we have created automatically. Let me first refresh my dashboard, my software. Okay, and you can see the link has been created automatically. Let me even show you. The link here is 3ARBCGX. Well, let me cross check it, and yes, 3ARBCGX. It is the same link which we have created with the help of Pabbly Connect and Bitly, that too automatically. Now once you have created this link automatically, once you have shortened the URL automatically, well, this is the long URL and this is the shortened URL. I want to add these shortened URL to a separate Excel sheet as well. Okay, so I have created this separate Excel sheet, all shortened URL list. Link title will become here, link title will come here, the long URL will come here, and the shortened URL. So let me start this process as well. So we are going to click on this plus action, and here we are going to choose Microsoft Excel once again, because we are going to add the same into Excel sheet only. Okay, I have selected the same, and in action event I want to add a row to worksheet. We want to basically add a new URL, new shortened URL to worksheet. That is why I have selected the same. Click on connect with the Microsoft Excel. Again provide the access. Well, let me select the existing connection this time, so that I do not need to make the connection once again, because I have already made the connection. Click on save, and you will see the authorization will be successful, and my Microsoft Excel account will be connected once again in the action step. So you can see we are connected. Now it is asking to select the workbook name. So well, I have all shortened URL list as workbook name. Let me search for the same. Okay, all shortened URL list. Okay, I have this. Okay, let me cross check it. Yes, it is the same. Now it is asking to select the worksheet. Again, I have a single sheet, and you will see that it will be selected automatically. Well, I'm not sure why it is taking time. I think there is an internet connection issue. Okay, wait for it. Okay, and it is done. Now you can see column A, B, C, basically the link title, long URL, and the shortened URL. Well, whatever the columns I have created into my sheet has been captured automatically in Pabbly Connect. Now we just need to fill the details that what should become in this particular column, and from where we are going to fill this data. Again, from the above data. How? Read the instructions, enter text or map data. We are going to map it again. It is asking for the link title. Well, I have the link title as this, okay, which we have fetched from the first step, which was Microsoft Excel. Okay, select the same. Now now it is asking the long URL which we have actually shortened up. Okay, so I am going to select my long URL from the second step bit.ly shorten link. Okay, this is the long URL, again select it, and finally the shorten URL which we have received via bit.ly response only, and this is my bit.ly link. No, not this one. This is the bit.ly link I have. This is the ID actually, and this is the link. Let me select the same, and now I'm going to click on this button, save and send test request, and let's see whether this particular data which I have recently added is getting added into my MS Excel sheet or not. Well, the response is received. Let me refresh this particular sheet. And you can see the data has been added automatically here without doing any manual task. Let me wrap this particular data so that you can see it clearly. Okay, I've clicked on wrap, and this is the title of the link, this is the long URL, and this is the shortened URL because of which we are creating this automation. So from now onwards, whenever you are going to add the link here, it will be automatically shortened up via bit.ly and will be pasted here. You do not have to do anything manually. But wait, let me tell you one more important thing. This automation will not work in real time because this trigger will check for new data in every 8 hours. So whenever you are going to add the details here, the system will check for the new data every 8 hours, but not in real time. So in case your links are not getting created in real time automatically and immediately, do not get bother. Okay, don't worry about that. It will surely created in next few hours, and this is how your automation will definitely work for your business. Okay, so let me sum up what exactly we have done. Okay, so firstly we have connected MS Excel and captured the long URL, and then with the help of bit.ly software we have shortened up the URL, and then finally we have added that shortened URL to Microsoft Excel sheet. And this is how you can also create this automation. I'm also going to attach the shareable link of this particular workflow into my description box so that you can directly clone this setup into your account, that too for free. And this is how you can create this automation.
So in this video, we will learn how to export specific data from Google Analytics to Microsoft Excel. So basically, you can export the data of your Google Analytics, the complete data from Google Analytics in Microsoft Excel. But what if I tell you that you want some specific data on a regular basis? For example, you want to get the sessions or new user account daily in Microsoft Excel. Now you can automatically get it. So to set up this automation, the trigger will be receiving the analytics data from Google Analytics, and the action will be addition of that analytics data as a new row in Microsoft Excel. Now how you can set up this automation? To know this, you have to come with me to my screen.
So first of all, we will go to a browser and search for Pabbly, pabbly.com/connect. And after reaching to the landing page of Pabbly Connect, by clicking on sign up free, you can create your free Pabbly Connect account in just 2 minutes. Or if you already have an account, just click on sign in. So I will sign into my own Pabbly Connect account. And after signing in, you will reach to this all apps page of Pabbly. Here just click on access now below Pabbly Connect. After clicking on access now, we will reach to Pabbly Connect's dashboard. Now in this dashboard, click on create workflow and give this workflow a name. For example, I would like to name my workflow as Google Analytics to Microsoft Excel, Google Analytics to MS Excel, and click on create. Now we can see that a workflow is open over here. And in this workflow, we have 2 different windows. First one is trigger window, second one is action window. So triggers and actions are basically those 2 concepts, those 2 principles on which this whole automation works on, where the trigger says when this happens and the action says do this. So let's begin with the trigger window. So the idea here is we want to get the analytics data, the analytics reports from Google Analytics every day. So first we will be getting that data. And after that, using Pabbly Connect, we will send that same data to Microsoft Excel as a new row. But guys, we want to get the analytics reports, analytics data from Google Analytics every day. So we have to first ensure that this automation workflow should run every single day. Now to do so, we have to use a feature of Pabbly Connect here in trigger window, that is the schedule. So select schedule over here. And after selecting schedule by Pabbly, it is asking us how often you want to run your workflow. So in the drop down, we can see several options, and because we want to execute this workflow every day, select every day over here. After that, it is asking us for the time, that every day at what time this automation workflow should be executed. So for example, I'll select the time as 9 a.m. and click on save. And that's it. This workflow is scheduled to be executed every day at 9 a.m. After scheduler, we have ensured that this automation workflow will execute every day. But now we have to get the data, analytics data from Google Analytics. For that, scroll down and come to action window. And here in choose app, search for Google Analytics. Select Google Analytics. And after that, in action event from the drop down, select run report. Run report GA4. Click on connect and select add new connection. Now here guys, we have to connect our Google Analytics account with Pabbly Connect. And to make this connection, just click on this connect with Google Analytics button over here. Select your Google Analytics account. Scroll down and click on continue. That's it guys. We have successfully connected our Google Analytics account with Pabbly Connect over here. After making this connection, the next thing it asks us is the property ID. So here we have to enter the property ID of our Google Analytics account whose analytics data we want to receive. So here you must be thinking how you can get this property ID. Let me show you. Now to get this property ID, let's go to our Google Analytics account. This is my home page, and here at the left side, left bottom corner, we will see an admin option over here. Just click on admin. After that, here you just have to, here in account section, you just have to select your Google Analytics account from this drop down, and then you can see this property section. So guys, here you will see that I have already created a property. That's why I have the property ID over here. If you haven't created your property yet, just select your account, and then by clicking on this create property button, you can create your property over here as well. And after that, after creating this property, just click on this property settings option. And that is it. Here at the right side, we can see the property ID of our Google Analytics account. Just copy this property ID whose data we want to get, whose analytics data we want to get. Go to Pabbly Connect and paste it over here. After that, after entering the property, the next thing it asks us is the start date and end date. So guys, we want our use case over here is we want to get the analytics data of yesterday and add it as a new row in today at 9 a.m. So we want to get the data every day, and we want to get the data, analytics data, a day before. So here in start date, as you can see, it also takes end day ago, yesterday, today, this kind of format other than date. So we will be entering yesterday over here in start date, and end date will also be the same. In end date as well, we will enter yesterday. Now guys, because I wanted to get yesterday's data, that's why in this video I have entered yesterday. But if you want to get that analytics data of, for example, 7 days ago, 10 days ago, 15 days ago, you can basically refer to this help text and select any duration. And by default, if you leave this field blank, by default, it will take the analytics data of last 7 days. So guys, basically, you can enter the dates that for the time duration for start date, end date. You can few days ago, you can use yesterday, today to get the analytics data of that particular time period of your choice using this automation. Now, after this guys, start date and end date, it is asking us metric name. That what are the metrics, what is the analytics data, what are the metrics we want to get from Google Analytics account. So here the help text says enter multiple comma separated metrics name. So we can basically add multiple metrics names by adding commas between them. See the API metric for the list metric name. So here we have a hyperlink, just click on it, and in a new tab, it will take us to a page. And at this page, you will basically get all the API names which we are supposed to enter for the metrics over here in this metric name section. So the metrics which I want to get is, for example, active user. So this is a metric, and this is the API name of this metric, active user. Just copy this metric name from here, API name from here, and paste it over here in metric name section. Add a comma. Now after API name, the next metric which I want to get is the bounce rate. So we will copy the API name for bounce rate from here, from this page. Just copy it, and we will paste it over here in Pabbly Connect's metric name field. Let's add another comma. Let's move to our next metric, and that is the conversion. So copy the API name for this metric conversion. Go to Pabbly Connect and paste it over here. So in this video guys, just for an example, I am taking all of these metrics. Basically from this list, you can take any metric, just enter the API names by adding commas in this metric name field, and you can get the response or the result or the analytics data of all of these metrics. The next metric is session. So just copy this metric name, go to Pabbly Connect and paste it over here. So in this video right now, I'm just taking the example of these 4 metrics. After the metric name, it is asking us for the metric expression. So we can basically enter the mathematically derived expression over here as well. So this field is not mandatory, not required. So I'm just going to ignore this field for now in this video. The next thing it asks us is filter by metric. The help text below it says enter dimension or metric name for filtering. Must be a name defined as a dimension or metric, for example active user. So basically we can add some kind of filter. For example, it is given active user. Let's add this only in this video. So I will enter the filter by metric is active users, and the metric operator will be, for example, greater than, and the comparison will be 10. For example, here we have entered these details. This basically means if the active user, the count of active user is greater than 10, this value, then only we will get the analytics data in the response. If not, we won't be getting any analytics data. It will filter out the value of active user in the response. So this basically you can use this field, for example, to get the analytics data if something is above or below the record. Like for example, if I want that if the active user, the count of active user is less than 10 or less than 100, so I will enter 100 over here. And if the account of active user is less than 100, only then I will get the alert or the responses or the analytics data for that in the response. So in this field, let's select greater than 10. Let's select filter by metric as active user, and it is greater than 10. So after entering all of these details, just click on save and send test request. By clicking on save and send test request, we have received the analytics data from Google Analytics in our Pabbly Connect workflow. So we have the count of active user, we have the bounce rate, we have the conversion, and we also have the sessions. So guys, basically we have received the analytics data from our Google Analytics account in Pabbly Connect. After receiving this data, we want to add this analytics data of our choice to Microsoft Excel. So this is the Excel sheet in which I want to add data. I have created separate fields for bounce rate, session, active users, and conversions. So we will add this data in their respective field. But also I have added a column of date that in which I want to add the date that on what date we have received this analytics data. But in our workflow or in our responses from Google Analytics, we don't have any current date over here as of now. So what we are going to do, we are going to use a feature of Pabbly Connect, that is datetime formatter, to introduce the current date in our workflow. Just click on this add action step button over here. And after that, in choose app from the drop down, select datetime formatter. Then in action event from the drop down, select current date and click on connect. Now guys, it is asking us basic format, that in which format we want our date to be. So I want my date to be in the format of month, day and year. I'll just select this format and then include time in response. So do we want to include the time in response as well? So I don't want time in response. I just want the current date. So I will select false over here and click on save and send test request. Now in response, we have the current date, that is September 3rd, 2022, today's date. Now after that, just scroll down and click on this add action step button over here. So guys, every day this workflow will execute, get the data from Google Analytics of a day before, then it will add current date, today's date, that on what date we are getting this data. And then it will add, the final step we will add over here is to add all of this data to Microsoft Excel. So here in action step, we will search for Excel over here. Then after that, in action event from the drop down, select the action event as add row to worksheet. Click on connect and select add new connection. Now here guys, what we have to do, we have to obviously connect our Microsoft Excel account with Pabbly Connect. And to make this connection, just click on connect with Microsoft Excel button over here. So it is asking us for the authorization permission. So here in my browser, because I have already logged into my Microsoft Excel account, Pabbly Connect has detected the same account. And now it is asking us for the authorization permission. So I'll just scroll down and click on yes. And that is it. We will see that our Microsoft Excel account gets connected with Pabbly Connect over here. After making this connection, the first thing it asks us is the workbook. So in the drop down below, we can see a list of all the workbooks which I have created in my Microsoft Excel account can be seen over here. And from this list, we want to select the workbook in which we want to add this analytics data. So I have created this workbook, this sheet named as Google Analytics Data, and I want to add the data in this sheet as a new row. So I will search for this sheet, Google Analytics Data. So after selecting our workbook, the next thing it asks us is the worksheet. So in this workbook, as you can see, there is only one sheet named as Sheet 1. So here in Pabbly Connect, we will select Sheet 1 over here. Then it is asking us column A, B, C, D, E. So basically all the columns of data which we have created in our worksheet can be seen over here as fields in Pabbly Connect. And one by one, we will add this data, their respective data in this field, so that using this automation, we can add that data as a new row in Pabbly Connect. So let me show you how we are going to do this. So the column A is of date, and in this column, we wanted to add the current date, the date on which we are getting this data. So we have received current date using datetime formatter step over here in the response. So what we have to do, we have to basically map this same date over here in this field of column A. And guys, the process of mapping is very simple. Simply click on this field, and in the drop down below, we can see all the responses which we have received in previous steps. And out of all of these responses, from the response of datetime formatter, select this response and it is mapped over here. So in this way, we use the process of mapping. Then after column A, let's see how we map the data in column B. That is the bounce rate we wanted to add in column B. So we have received the bounce rate from Google Analytics. So just click on this field, and from the responses of Google Analytics, select the response of bounce rate and map it over here. The next column is of column C. Follow the same process. Just click here. From the responses of column C, the column C is for session. So we will select the sessions response and map it. In column D, follow the same process and map the active user, and respectively in column E. So in column E, we wanted to add the conversions. So we will add the conversions over here. So in this way, we have mapped all the required data over here in these fields. After this, just click on Save and Send Test Request. After clicking on Save and Send Test Request, we can see that we have received some response over here. And this response seems to be a positive response to us. This response shows that the data which we have mapped over here, basically the analytics data which we have received from Google Analytics of yesterday, a day before, is now added as a new row in our Microsoft Excel sheet. Now let's check it. We'll go to Microsoft Excel and we will refresh this sheet once. And yes guys, here you can see that the same date, same bounce rate, same session, same active user and same conversion. So we have yesterday's data we have received that data today. So we have today's date, and then we have the yesterday's analytics data like the same bounce rate, session, active user and conversion. So now we can see that the automation which we have created in this video guys is working perfectly fine. Now every day at a specific time which we have selected in schedule step, let me show you. So every day at 9 AM, this automation workflow will trigger, will initiate. It will get the analytics data of a day before, means of yesterday from Google Analytics account. Then using datetime formatter, it will add the current date on the date on which this automation workflow will be executed. And at last, it will add all of this data in our Microsoft Excel sheet as a new row. So in this way, guys, you can basically extract or get specific data from your Google Analytics account in your Microsoft Excel sheet on a regular interval or on a regular basis automatically using this automation. So not just these applications, guys, you can basically connect plenty of other applications using Pabbly Connect. And guys, one more important thing. You will find the clone link of the same workflow in the description box below. By clicking on that link, you can clone this same workflow into your own Pabbly Connect account and use this workflow for free.
In this video, we are going to see how to add ClickUp task details to Microsoft Excel. So let's say that you are using ClickUp as a task management software where every time there is a new task added. So the details of this task should be added as a new row in your Excel spreadsheet. Now how can you do this? By integrating these two applications in such a way that in this entire process can get automated. Now here you can do this using Pabbly Connect software, where your trigger application would be ClickUp and your action application would be Microsoft Excel. Now how can you do this yourself? To understand that, let me take you to my screen.
So to begin with the process, first we have to type the URL pabbly.com/connect, and as we do that, it will take us to the landing page of this software. Here on the right hand side, you can see two options, sign in and sign up for free. If you are an existing user, you can simply sign in. If you are a new user, then you will have to sign up for free. Now, at the time of account creation, you will also get 100 free tasks. Since I'm an existing user here, I'm simply going to click on sign in. And as I do that, it will take me to the all applications page. Now here, since we are doing this integration using Pabbly Connect software, let's click on access now. And now it has taken us to the dashboard of this application. On the right hand side, you can see a tab, create workflow. Let's click on this. And now we are supposed to name our workflow. Now here I want that every time a new task is created on ClickUp, this information should be shared with my Excel spreadsheet. So I'm going to name it as ClickUp to Excel Microsoft Excel. So let's click on create. So once done, we have reached this page, which is very important because it has got two very important events, trigger and action. Triggers and actions are basically those two principles or concepts on which this entire automation works. Trigger is when this happens, and action is do this. Action is basically the response of the trigger. Now here I'm going to choose my first application as ClickUp, and let's click on this. Now the trigger event. Here I'm going to choose my trigger event as new task. So every time there is a new task, this workflow will start. And now I'm going to click on connect. As soon as I click on connect, Pabbly Connect here is asking me to connect itself with the ClickUp account. For this, I'm going to click on add new connection. And to set up this connection, this needs this API token. For this, first we will have to log into our ClickUp account, and then we'll have to go to the profile icon at the bottom left corner and go to apps. So we are going to do the same. I'm going to take you to my ClickUp account here. So this is my ClickUp account, and here you can see the profile. I'm going to click on this. As soon as I do that, we have to go to apps. Let's click on this. Once we are done, this is the API token. I'm going to copy this, go back to Pabbly Connect and paste it here. Once done, let's click on save. And now here it is asking me for the workspace name, space name, folder name and list name. So to understand this, now I'm going to take you to my ClickUp account. So here is the ClickUp account. Let's quickly go back and go back to the home page. So here you can see that these are the various spaces that I have already created, and I'm going to go to Pabbly space here. So within the space, Pabbly space, we are going to go to integrations. I'm going to click on this, and here you can see ClickUp task. So I'm going to click on this. So this is a new list that we have just created. Now here I'm going to do what? I'm going to add a new task. So this new task is set up a meeting with the entire team for 3 p.m. So this is the task that I have got just created. Now let's add the due date as well. So here you can see the due date. So I'm going to click on this, and now the task has been created on 30th. So let's say the due date is 31st. Okay. And then I'm going to click on close. So which is tomorrow. So we have set up this task, and now I'm going to go back to Pabbly Connect, and here I'm going to first map the data. So the workspace name here is Ashi's workspace. Then we have the space name. So the space name is Pabbly. And then we have the folders name. So it has already incorporated the folders name. And what is the name of the list? So if I take you back, see the name of the list is ClickUp tasks. So I'm going to go back. This is ClickUp tasks. So let's click on this. And now I'm going to click on save and send test request. As soon as I do that, this was the latest task that was incorporated. So here you can see that we have received the creation date, and then if I go down, you have the creator name, then the creator email address, and then this is the due date. Again, if we come down here, so you have the permission level, and this is the list name, then this is the project name, and we have received this entire information. Now what do I want? I want this information to be shared on the Excel sheet that I have prepared. So for this, we are going to add another action here, which is a feature by Pabbly, which is date time formatter. So let's click on this, and now the action event. So here I want to change the format. So I'm going to click on format date only and click on connect. So here the date is, so if I go down, so this is the date created. I'm going to click on this. So now the from format. So this basically is in timestamp format, timestamp in milliseconds. So I'm going to click on this, and now the to format will be, so if I come down, I want it to be date, month and year. I'm going to click on this and click on save and send test request. So here you can see that we have received the data in our desired format. So once done, let's check the API response again. So here you can see that we have received the name. Basically this is the message, and if I go down, so here we have the date created, and if I scroll down further, this is the due date. So now I'm supposed to repeat the process for the due date. So let's go down, and I'm going to click on another action step. So this is again going to be date time formatter. So let's click on this. So this time my action event would be format date with time zone. I'm going to click on connect. Once done, here I have to map the date. So I'm looking for my due date. So this is it. Once done, the from format. So this is in millisecond format. And then the to format here would be, I want it in date, month and year. So this is the format. Now from time zone is UTC. And then we have the to time zone, which is Kolkata. So let's click on this and click on save and send test request. So once done, here we have received the due date, and now I want this information to be shared with my Excel sheet. So I'm going to click on add action step, and now the application that I'm going to choose is Excel. Let's click on this, and action event here would be add row to worksheet and click on connect. Once done, Pabbly Connect is here asking me to connect itself with the Microsoft Excel account. So I'm going to click on add new connection and then connect with Microsoft Excel. So here we have to choose an account. So once done, I'm going to provide it the access so that it can have the access to the information, and then we will find that the authorization is the authorization has been successful. Now here, if I take you down, we need to choose the workbook and the worksheet. I have already created an Excel sheet. The name is ClickUp Task Details, and I have got the following categories: creator's name, email, task. Then we have the creation date. Let me just make it correct. It is creation date, due date, list name and project name. So I'm going to go back to Pabbly Connect, and here I'm going to choose the workbook. So the name of my workbook is ClickUp Task Details. And since there's only one particular sheet in that, so it will automatically get captured by the system. So once done, if we scroll down, we have the creator's name. I'm going to map this data, go to ClickUp, and here I'm going to write creator's name. So this is the name of the creator. Then if I go to the email address, so I'm going to go to the first step, and this is the email address. Next we have the task. So let's look for the task. So what is the task? Set up a meeting with the entire team for 3 p.m. Now the creation date. For this I'm going to go to the second step. This is my creation date. Then the due date. Let's go to the third step. This is the due date. And then the list name. So I'm again going to the first step, and I'm going to write list. So this is the list name. And then we have the project name. For this again I'm going to go to the first step. So let's write project, and this is the project name. So once done, I'm going to click on save and send test request. And once done, what should happen? I should receive the API response just like this, and this information should be now a part of my Excel sheet as a new row. So I'm going to go to my Excel sheet here and quickly refresh this page. And here you can see that yes, we have received the information exactly like we needed. So this basically means that our integration process is successful. Now we also need to check if this works in real time. So I'm going to quickly go back to my ClickUp task, and here I'm going to create a new task. So this time the new task is demo task creation. And now I'm going to save it. So again, I'm going to add a due date. Let's say the due date this time is 2nd of September, and then I'm going to close it. So it is done. So the moment this is done, I should receive the information on my Excel sheet. But if I take you back to Pabbly Connect, here you can see, if I scroll up, that there is a trigger of 10 minutes, which means that this trigger application has a polling time of 10 minutes. The workflow will run after every 10 minutes to fetch for new data. So now we are going to wait for 10 minutes and then we'll go to our Excel sheet, refresh it and check if the workflow is totally integrated with the two applications. So now I'm going to take you back to my ClickUp task details Excel sheet, and here you can see that yes, we have received the data, which means that this process is a complete success. Now I'm going to take you back to Pabbly Connect to understand this process thoroughly. So here our trigger application is ClickUp and the event was new task. Then we had added a feature by Pabbly which was date time formatter, and the last was our action application was Microsoft Excel and action event was add row to worksheet. I hope this is very much clear to you. If in case you have any doubt, you can refer to the workflow which is given in the description box of this video. You can also clone the same workflow and start to process immediately. Apart from this, if you have any suggestion or advice, then you can always write to us.
In this video, we are going to see how to save Telegram messages to Microsoft Excel sheet. So let's say you are using Telegram as an instant social messaging app, and every time you receive a new message, this new message should be added as a new row in your Excel spreadsheet. Now, how would you do this? By integrating these two applications. And this entire process, this integration can be done and get automated with the help of Pabbly Connect. Here, your trigger application would be Telegram and your action application would be Microsoft Excel. Now, how would you do this yourself? To tell you that, let me take you to my screen.
So, to begin with, we are going to type the URL pabbly.com/connect, and as we do that, it will take us to the landing page of this software. Here on the right hand side, you can see two options, sign in and sign up for free. If you are an existing user, you can simply sign in, and if you are a new user, then you will have to click on sign up. It will not take more than 2 minutes, and at the time of account creation, you will get 100 free tasks. Now, since I'm an existing user, I'm going to sign in. And here it has taken me to the All Apps page. Since we are doing this integration using Pabbly Connect software, click on Access Now here. And now it has taken us to the dashboard of this application. On the right hand side, you can see a tab Create Workflow. Let's click on this and a dialog box appears which is asking us to name this. So here our objective is we wish to save Telegram messages to our Microsoft Excel spreadsheet. So I'm going to name it as Telegram to MS Excel integration. And now let's click on Create. So once done here, you can see two very important events on this page, trigger and action. Triggers and actions are those two principles or concepts on which this entire automation works. Trigger is when this happens and action says do this. Basically, trigger is that makes the workflow run and action is the response of the trigger. So here my trigger application would be Telegram. So let's select Telegram here. Telegram. And now what do I want? I want to set webhook or watch updates. Now let's click on connect. So here Pabbly Connect is asking to connect itself with the Telegram bot account. For this I'm going to click on add new connection, and then here you can see that to set up the connection we need a token. Now to receive this token we have to follow certain steps. For that I'm taking you to my Telegram account. So now here you can see bot father. So I'm going to click on this, and now let's start a new conversation. So here to start a new conversation we have to write /newbot and then enter. Once we do, here it is saying that okay, you have to choose a name for your bot. So let's say it is Excel messages. And now enter. So as soon as I do that, it is asking me to choose a username. So it is XLM_bot. Let's click on enter. And as soon as we do that, here it is saying that yes, we have created our new bot. And if we go here, we'll be able to find it. And this is the token which is important for us to set up the connection. I'm going to copy this, go back to Pabbly Connect, and here let's paste the token. Now let's click on save. Once done, here we'll click on save and send test request. Now here it is asking me to do a test submission so that the response can be captured here. So I'm again going to go back to Telegram, and here this is the link of my new bot. I'm going to click on this and start a conversation here. Let's simply write hi. So once done here, you can see it in the chat box. Now I have to create a new group. Let's click on this and new group. Let's add a few members here. And once done, I also have to add the new board that I've just created. So it was Excel messages. Let's click on this and click on enter. Once done, let's give it a group name. So it is, let's say, Excel messages 1, 2, 3, 4. And now I'm going to click on enter. So once this is done, here you can see that your group has been created and these are your group members. Here remember that you have to make your bot the admin. So this can easily be done through your phone. So you have to just promote your bot to admin. So here I have already made this person as admin. And now here let me send a message. Hello team. We have a meeting at 3 p.m. today. So this is just a general meeting. Let's click on enter. So as soon as we have done that, I'm going to go back to Pabbly Connect and see we have received the API response. So here we have the first name as Pabbly, then the last name as T because it is the name of the owner. And then the chat title is Excel messages 1, 2, 3, 4. The type is group. As we come down, this is the text message. Hello team, we have a meeting at 3 p.m. today. So we have received the information. Now what do we want? That this message should be saved in our Excel sheet. So I'm going to choose my action application as Excel. And now the action event here would be add row to worksheet because I want that every time I get some new data that should be added as a new row. Let's click on connect. And here we want Pabbly Connect to connect itself with Microsoft Excel account. For this, we will have to click on add new connection and then connect with Microsoft Excel. I've already logged into my Microsoft Excel account, so I have to just pick an account and then provide it the access. So we have provided the access. Now we can see that the authorization has been successful. So here Pabbly Connect and Microsoft Excel, they are now connected, and now you can see it is asking me for the workbook and the worksheet. So let me just show you. This is the workbook that I have already created. The name is Telegram Messages, and here the worksheet name is Sheet 1. We have the following information: first name, last name, message and date. So going back to Pabbly Connect, here I'm going to select Telegram Messages. Sheet 1 as the worksheet has already been captured. Now we need the first name. For this, I'm going to map the data, and this is the first name. Then we have the last name. So let's quickly get the last name here. Once done, here we have to map the message. So I'm going to map the message, which is here, hello team, we have a meeting at 3 p.m. today. The last column is asking for date, but if I go up and if I see the date, it is there in timestamp format, which means we'll have to format this date. For that, I'm going to add another action step here, and the step is a feature by Pabbly, which is date time formatter. Here, let's select the action event as format date only. Once done, let's click on connect. And then here the date has to be mapped. So let's quickly map the date. So this is the date. And now from format, the format is timestamp. So I'm going to click on this, and now we have to select the to format. So the to format can be as simple as date, month and year. So let's click on this. And now I'm going to click on save and send test request. So here you can see that we have received the date as 25th of August 2022. Once done, I'm again going to click on connect, select existing connection and click on save. And here I'm going to map this data now. So go to data, date time formatter, click on result and save and send test request. So here you can see that we have received the response. I'm going to take you to my Excel sheet now to see if it has received the response. Let's click on refresh here. And yes, see, we have received the information. First name is Pabbly, last name is G. Then we have the message and we have the date. So, which means that this integration process is a success, and now we have to check this in real time. For that, I'm going to go back to Telegram and send another message here. So let's say that message is, hello team, the meeting is rescheduled to 4:30 p.m. And now let's click on enter. So here you can see that the message has been received. Now what should happen? The same message should be received on our Excel sheet. Going back there, I'm going to refresh this page, and yes, here you can see then that we have received the message and the date. So basically we are done with the process. The integration is complete, and this is just a one-time setup. You do not have to set up this integration again and again. Now every time there is a message through in Telegram, it will automatically be saved on this Microsoft Excel sheet. So I'm going to take you back to Pabbly Connect, and let's quickly understand the process. This is a very simple two-step integration process where we had added one feature by Pabbly. So the trigger application was Telegram bot, where the event was set webhook watch updates. Then the action was Microsoft Excel. This was the application, and the event was add row to worksheet. Here, since we needed the date, so we had to change the format, and that is why we had added another feature by Pabbly, which is date time formatter, and we had chosen format date only. I hope this is very much clear to you. In case you have any doubt, you can always visit the workflow which is given in the description box, and you can even clone this and process immediately. If in case you have any suggestion or advice, you can always write to us.
In this video, we are going to learn how you can automatically add Google Form responses to MS Excel spreadsheets. So the idea here is that you have created a form using your Google Forms account. Now you want that whenever that form is filled and you receive the submission, using the details of the form responses, a new record should be added to your MS Excel spreadsheet. For that, you need to integrate your Google Forms with Microsoft Excel. So here your trigger application would be Google Forms and your action application would be MS Excel. So how you can integrate both these software applications using Pabbly Connect and how you can set up this automation, for that you need to come to my screen.
So welcome to my screen. Here let us type Pabbly, pabbly.com in our browser. This is the website of Pabbly. Here we have to come to products and click on Pabbly Connect. This is the landing page of Pabbly Connect. As you're the first time user, you have to click on sign up for free button, and you can create your own account in just 2 minutes, and you're going to get free task every month. If you're already a user of Pabbly Connect, simply click on sign in. In the all apps section, come to Pabbly Connect and click on access now. This is the dashboard of Pabbly Connect. Here we have to create a workflow. For that, come to this plus sign and click on create workflow. Now here we have to give a name to the workflow. So let us give the name as Google Forms to Excel Integration. Here you can give the workflow name as per your requirement and simply click on Create. Now we can see a trigger window and an action window. So Pabbly Connect works on the concept of trigger and action. Trigger means when this happens, action means do this. So in this particular use case, we want that whenever a Google form is submitted, automatically the form submission details should be saved to your Excel spreadsheet. So first we need to integrate Google Forms with Pabbly Connect, so that whenever the form is submitted, automatically the form submission details are captured in Pabbly Connect. So open this trigger window and here choose the application name as Google Forms. Select the trigger event as new response received. Now we can see a webhook URL and some instructions. So by following these instructions, you can set up the webhook in your Google form. So here let us read few of the instructions. Google form responses are collected in Google Sheets. So follow the below steps in order to get the new response. Go to the form on which you want to take the submission and make the last question as required for the trigger. So I'll just take you to the Google form which I have already created. So this is the contact form which I have created, and I have shared this form and with the customers, or I have embedded this form on the website to capture the leads. Okay. Now here I am collecting the details of the customer, that is the first name, last name, email address and the mobile number. And as it was mentioned in the instructions, we have to make this last question as required for the trigger. So I have made it required. Okay. Now, if you want to add some more fields to the form, you have to just click on this plus sign add question and you can add the questions to the form as per your requirement. Now, let's move to the responses tab. And here you can see I don't have any responses over here. We have 0 responses. So first we are going to collect the responses by clicking on this I button, that is preview. And here let us fill in the details. Let's give the first name as demo, last name as name itself, email address as demo@pabblytudes.com, and let's enter the mobile number. So I've entered a random mobile number over here, and now let's click on submit. Contact form, your response has been recorded. So the form has been filled. Now let's move back to the form. And here in the responses tab, we can find one response captured over here. Now, as Google Form responses data are collected in Google Sheets, we have to link Google Sheet. For that, click on this 3 dots, and here we have to select response destination. Now here it is asking, you want to create a new spreadsheet. This would be the name of the spreadsheet, or you want to select the existing spreadsheet. So I want to create a new spreadsheet, and this would be the name. If you want to change the name, you can just change the spreadsheet name from here. And now let's click on create, linking to spreadsheet, and the spreadsheet is linked. Now to access the spreadsheet, we have to just click on this green sign, view responses in sheets. Okay, and here we can see that the same customer data is added to the Google Sheet over here. Okay, first name as demo, last name, email address, as well as the mobile number. Now we are going to integrate this Google Sheet with Pabbly Connect so that the response or the form submission details are captured over here. For that, come to the Google Sheet once again, click on extensions, click on add-ons, and click on get add-ons. Now it will take us to Google Workspace Marketplace. And here we have to search for Pabbly Connect Webhooks. Now you have to install Pabbly Connect Webhooks on your system. As you can see that it is already installed on my system, I'm just going to close this window. But remember, after installing Pabbly Connect Webhooks on your system, you have to refresh your Google Sheet. I repeat, after installing Pabbly Connect Webhooks on your system, you have to refresh your Google Sheet. Now again come to extensions, and this time click on Pabbly Connect Webhooks and click on Initial Setup. And now here it is asking for the webhook URL and trigger column. So here we have to paste the webhook URL that we have seen in Pabbly Connect. So let's move to Pabbly Connect. From here we are just going to copy this webhook URL and we will be pasting the same over here. And now here it is asking for the trigger column. The trigger column will be your final data column on which if the data is added, the whole of that row data will be sent to the webhook URL. So here you can see that I have the data from column A till column E. So I want the data to be captured till column E. So my trigger column will be column E over here. Say if you have your data till column I and you want the data to be captured till column I, then your trigger column will be column I over here. Okay. Now let's click on send test. Test data sent successfully, and now let's click on submit. Okay, so setup configured successfully. Now let's close this window. Again, we have to come to extensions, Pabbly Connect Webhooks, and this time we have to click on send on event. So why we are selecting this option? Because next time, whenever the form will be filled and whenever the data will be captured in this particular Google Sheet, automatically Pabbly Connect is going to capture the data. We don't have to link this data with Pabbly Connect again and again. So make sure you have a tick mark on send on event option. Okay. Now let's move back to Pabbly Connect, and here we can see that the responses received and all the details related to the form submission are captured over here. First name as demo, last name as name, email address, as well as the mobile number. So now we want this data to be added to our Excel spreadsheet. So now we are linking Excel spreadsheet with Pabbly Connect. So click on this action step and choose the application name as Microsoft Excel. Select the action event as add row to worksheet. Click on connect, click on add new connection, and click on connect with Microsoft Excel. Now it is asking let this app access your info. So let's scroll down and click on yes to give away the permissions over here. Authorization successful. And now the Microsoft Excel account is connected to Pabbly Connect. Now as we have created a connection, here we can find all the workbooks that I have created in my Microsoft Excel account. Okay. So I'll just show you my workbook, which I have already created to capture the data of Google Forms. The spreadsheet name is new leads and the sheet name is leads. Okay, and here I have taken the columns for the first name, last name, email address and the phone number. So now I'll be selecting the same spreadsheet name, that is new leads, over here in Pabbly Connect. Okay, so that the data can be entered in this particular spreadsheet, new leads. Now here we have to select the worksheet. So as I have created a single worksheet, the worksheet name is automatically captured. If you have created multiple worksheets, from the drop down you have to select your specific worksheet name. Okay. Now here it is asking for the details that needs to be entered in the column A, B, C and D. So we have already got all these details from our trigger response over here. So we will be mapping this data now. Let's scroll down and here let us map the first name from trigger response, that is demo. In the same way, we'll be mapping the last name. Here we'll be mapping the email address. And here we'll be mapping the phone number. So we have mapped all the details. Now let's click on Save and Send Test Request. Okay, and here we can see the responses received. It means the data is added to our Excel spreadsheet. Let's check it. We have to just refresh it. Okay, and here we can see the first name as demo, last name as name itself, his email address and the phone number of the customer captured over here. And in this way, our integration is working fine. Let's move back to Pabbly Connect and let us save this workflow first. Data saved successfully. Okay, now as this is a one-time process, we have set up the automation. Next time, whenever any of your customers is going to fill the Google form, automatically the details will be added to an Excel spreadsheet. So let's check this in the real time, that whether our integration is actually working fine or not. For that, I'm just going to the contact form once again, and here I'll be entering the details of some other customer. Let's enter the first name as dummy, last name as customer itself. Let's enter the email address as dummy@pabblytudes.com. And let's enter the mobile number over here. Click on submit. So the form has been submitted. Now let us check our Excel spreadsheet. We have to just refresh it. Okay, and here we can find the new customer details added to the spreadsheet. Name as dummy, last name as customer, his email address as well as the phone number. So in this way we can see that our integration is perfectly working fine. Let's move back to Pabbly Connect and I'll just minimize all these windows and let us see in a nutshell whatever we have done till now. So first we have created an integration between Google Forms and Pabbly Connect so that whenever the form is filled and the response is received, all the details of the form submission are captured in Pabbly Connect. And then using those details of the form submission, we have added the same data to our Excel spreadsheet. And in this way, we have learned that how we can create an integration between Google Forms and Microsoft Excel using Pabbly Connect. Thank you.
In this video, we are going to see how to add new Slack channel messages to Microsoft Excel spreadsheet. So let's say you're using Slack as an online instant social messaging app and you want that every time there is a new message, the same message should be displayed in your Excel sheet. Now for this, you will have to integrate these two applications. Here, this can be done using Pabbly Connect software. Your trigger application would be Slack and your action application would be Microsoft Excel. Now, how would you do this yourself? To show you that, let me take you to my screen.
So, to begin with the process, first of all, let's write the URL pabbly.com/connect, and as we click on enter, it will take us to the landing page of the software. Here on the right hand side, you can see two options, sign in and sign up for free. If you are an existing user, you can simply sign in. If you are a new user, then you will have to sign up. By clicking on this tab, it will not take more than 2 minutes. And also at the time of account creation, you will get 100 free tasks. So since I'm an existing user here, I'm going to click on sign in. And now it has taken me to the all apps page. Here, since we are doing this integration using Pabbly Connect software, let's click on access now. And now it has taken us to the dashboard of this application. On the right hand side, you can see create workflow. I'm going to click on this tab and a dialog box appears which is asking us to name this workflow. Now here our objective is that we have to add new Slack member details to an Excel spreadsheet. So here our objective is to send Slack messages to an Excel spreadsheet. So I'm going to write Slack to MS Excel integration, and now let's click on create. So here we have this window where you can see two very important events. One is trigger, another one is action. Triggers and actions are basically those two concepts or principles on which this entire automation works. Trigger says when this happens, and action says do this. Basically, action is the response of trigger. So here, what would be our trigger application? It would be Slack. So let's look for Slack. Let's click on this. And now the trigger event. So basically, your workflow will start when this particular event happens. So here I'm going to start with new message. Now let's click on connect. And here Pabbly Connect is asking to connect itself with the Slack account. For this, we are going to click on add new connection and then connect with Slack. I have already logged into my Slack account here. Now here it is asking to enter the token type as either user or bot. So basically when we have to send messages which may have videos or URLs or images, we use user. So let's click on save here. So once done here, Pabbly Connect is requesting permission to access the Slack workspace. So let's click on allow. And here you can see that the authorization has been successful. Now here we'll have to select a channel. For this, I'm going to take you to my Slack account here. So I've already logged in and this is the channel that I've created, Slack Excel message. And these are my team members. And let's say that I have written a message. Hello everyone, hope you have a great day ahead. So going back to Pabbly Connect, here I'm going to select the channel Slack Excel message and click on save and send test request. So once done here, you can see that we have received the response. This is the message, the last message that we have. And then here you can see this is the ID. This is the user ID. Now once we have received the message, we have to integrate this application with Excel. So here I'm going to choose my action application as Excel. Let's click. And now once done, here it is asking for the action event. So the action event would be add row to worksheet. What does this mean? This means that every time there's a new message, a new row would be added with the details of that message. So let's click on this. And now click on connect. Here again, Pabbly Connect is asking to connect itself with the Microsoft Excel account so that it can gather the details. I'm going to click on add new connection and connect with Microsoft Excel. I've already logged into my Microsoft Excel account. So here I just have to pick up the account and then provide the access. So here we can see that the authorization has been successful. And now if we come down, it is asking us to map the data. Basically mapping here means that we already have this information stored either in the previous step or it is there and we just have to retrieve it. Now here it is asking for the name of the workbook. So now that it is connected with Excel, so it will show me the names of all the workbooks here. Now I'm going to go back to my Excel sheet that I have created. So this is the Excel sheet, Slack messages, and here I've got 3 columns: name, email and message. Going back to Pabbly Connect, I'm going to choose this file Slack messages. So again, now we have to choose the worksheet. So we have chosen our workbook, which is Slack. Now here you can see we have got 2 worksheets, test and demo, and this one is demo. So again, I'm going to go back and choose the demo worksheet. And now here we have to map the data. So now we have to enter the name, email address and message. We do have the message which we have received from our first step, but we do not have the name and email address. For this, I'm going to add another action step here. Again, my application would be Slack. But this time the action event here would be get user by ID. So I'm going to click on this. So if I show you this message, so here you can see this user and this particular number here. This is the user ID. So we are going to retrieve customer's name and email address through this ID. So let's click on connect here. Let's save the existing connection and now the user ID. So I'm going to map it. This is my user ID. Now let's click on save and send test request. So once done, here you can see that this is the user's name. This is like the real name. And then if I come down, here is the user's email ID as well. So now we are going to map this. I'm again going to quickly click on connect so that the connection can be retrieved. So once we have refreshed this page, so the workbook has been, so our workbook is Slack messages, then the worksheet is demo. Let's quickly map the data. So the name would be, from our second step, we can get a name which is Ashira824. Then we have the email address. Again, we are going to repeat the process, and here is our email address. And then finally the message, we can get it from our first step, and this is the text message. I hope this process is clear. Now I'm going to click on save and send test request. As soon as we have done that, here you can see the name, email address, and the message is here. And now I'm going to take you to my Excel sheet, refresh it quickly and check if we have received the message here. So yes, here you can see the name is here, email address is here, and then the message is also here, which means that this particular integration is totally successful. But now we are going to again check this in real time. So I'm again going to go back to Slack. And let's write another message here. So hello team, we have been given the permission to go ahead with this project. Congratulations. And then let's enter. Now I'm going to go back to my Excel sheet, refresh this page over here. And now here you can see that we haven't received the message. Why? Because if I take you back to Pabbly Connect, here you can see this first step. So here it is written that this trigger will check for new data in every 10 minutes. Basically, this trigger application has a polling time of 10 minutes. So if you do not receive your data immediately, do not worry about it. Have some patience because you will receive this data in 10 to 15 minutes. So now let's wait, and then we'll come back after 10 minutes and check if we have received the data. So now I'm going to take you back to my Excel sheet and see here we have received the information. So basically, finally we can understand that this process has been successful. The two applications, Slack and MS Excel, they have got integrated. Now let me take you back to Pabbly Connect and understand quickly what was the process. So here the first trigger application was Slack and the event was new message. Then our action application was Microsoft Excel. The event was add row to worksheet. Here to retrieve the data by ID, we had added another action step. The application was Slack and event was get user by ID. I hope this is very much clear to you. If you have any doubts, you can refer to the workflow. The same workflow is given in the video description. Also, you can clone this workflow and start to process immediately. If in case you have any other advice or suggestion, or you have any other integration process to be carried on, you can always write to us.
In this video, we are going to learn how you can add new Jotform submissions to Excel spreadsheet row. So the idea here is that you have created a form using your Jotform account. Now you want that whenever the form is submitted, automatically the details of the form submission should be added to your Excel spreadsheet as a new row. For that, you need to integrate your Jotform account with Microsoft Excel. So here your trigger application would be Jotform and your action application would be MS Excel. So how you can set up this automation and how you can integrate both these software applications using Pabbly Connect, for that you need to come to my screen.
So welcome to my screen. Here let us type Pabbly, pabbly.com in our browser. This is the website of Pabbly. Here we have to come to products and click on Pabbly Connect. This is the landing page of Pabbly Connect. As you are the first time user, you have to click on sign up for free button and you can create your own account in just 2 minutes. And you are going to get free task every month. If you are already a user of Pabbly Connect, simply click on sign in. In the all apps section, come to Pabbly Connect and click on access now. This is the dashboard of Pabbly Connect. Here we have to create a workflow. For that, come to this plus sign and click on create workflow. Now here we have to give a name to the workflow. So let us give the name as Jotform to MS Excel integration. Here you can give the workflow name as per your requirement and simply click on create. Now we can see a trigger window and an action window. So Pabbly Connect works on the concept of trigger and action. Trigger means when this happens, action means do this. So in this particular use case, we want that whenever we receive any form submission on our Jotform form, we want the same data to be added to our MS Excel spreadsheet. For that, first we need to integrate our Jotform specific form with Pabbly Connect. So simply open this trigger window and here choose the application name as Jotform. Select the trigger event as new response. Now we can see a webhook URL and some instructions. So by following these instructions, you can set up the webhook in your Jotform account. So I'm just going to copy this webhook URL from here and I'll take you to my Jotform account where I have already created some forms. That is stock market webinar, job application form, registration form, customer form. So now I want to integrate stock market webinar form with Pabbly Connect so that whenever I receive a submission over here, whenever the form is submitted, the details are captured in Pabbly Connect. And here you can see I have 0 submissions on this particular form. So I'm just going to click on edit form. And here I have taken the basic fields, that is the name, first name, last name, email address and the phone number of the participant. Okay, if you want to add some more fields to this particular form, simply click on this plus sign, add form element. Okay, and you can just fill in the details or you can add the elements or the fields as per your requirement. Once you are done completing this form, come to the settings option. Here on the left hand side, we can find integrations option. Click on it. And here in the search bar, we have to find webhooks. Select webhooks. And here we have to add a webhook. So here we will be pasting the webhook URL that we have copied from Pabbly Connect. Okay, and then click on complete integration. Integration is ready. Now let's click on finish. So here we can see that there is a tick mark on this webhooks option. Let's move back to Pabbly Connect. And here we can see that it is waiting for the webhook response. So in order to capture the response, we have to do a test submission. It means we have to fill up the form on the name of a customer, okay, or on the name of a participant. So let's move to the form once again. And here now I'll be clicking on publish option. And here we can find the form link. So I'm just going to open this form in a new tab. Here let us give the first name of this participant as demo, last name as name itself, email address as demo@pabblytuts.com, and let's enter the phone number. And now let's click on submit. Thank you, your submission has been received. So the form has been filled. Now let's move back to Pabbly Connect. And here we can see the responses received and all the details related to the form and the form submission are captured over here. We can find the form title as stock market webinar. And when we scroll down, here we can find the first name of the participant, last name, his email address and the phone number. So now we want this data to be added to our Excel spreadsheet. For that, we have to integrate our Excel spreadsheet with Pabbly Connect also. So I'll just take you to the Excel spreadsheet. This is the spreadsheet name webinar registrants, which I have already created. And the sheet name is stock market, where I am taking the details, first name, last name, email address, as well as the phone number of the participant who is going to attend the webinar. Okay. So now we are going to integrate this particular Excel sheet with Pabbly Connect. So scroll down, come to this actions tab, and here choose the application name as Microsoft Excel. Select the action event as add row to the worksheet. Click on connect. Click on add new connection and click on connect with Microsoft Excel. Now it is asking let this app access your info. Let's scroll down and click on yes to give away the access over here. Authorization successful. And now the Microsoft Excel account is connected to Pabbly Connect. So as we have created a connection, here we can find all the spreadsheets or the workbooks that I have created in my Microsoft Excel account. Okay, you can find all the spreadsheet or the workbooks names over here. So our workbook name was webinar registrant. So I'll be selecting the same workbook name over here as webinar registrants. Now here we have to select the worksheet. So as I have created a single worksheet in this particular workbook, the worksheet name is automatically captured as stock market. If you have created multiple worksheets, then you have to select the worksheet name from the drop down. Okay. Now here it is asking for the first name, last name, email address and the phone number that needs to be entered in these fields. So we have already got all these details from the trigger response over here. So we will be mapping this data now. For mapping, scroll down, just click it over here, come to Jotform response, and from here we will be mapping the first name, which was demo. In the same way, let us map the last name also. That was name itself. Now we'll be mapping the email address. And here let us map the phone number. So we have mapped all the details. Now let's click on save and send test request. Okay, and here we can see the responses received. It means the data is added to our Excel spreadsheet. Let's check it. We have to just refresh. Okay, and before refreshing itself, we can find first name as demo, last name as name itself. Here we can find the email address as well as the phone number. So in this way, we can see that we have set up the automation and our integration is working fine. Let's move back to Pabbly Connect and let us save this workflow first. Data saved successfully. Okay. Now, as this is a one-time process, we have set up the automation. Next time, whenever any of your participant is going to fill up your Jotform, specific form, automatically the details of the form submission will be captured in your Excel spreadsheet over here. So let's check this in the real time that whether our integration is actually working fine or not. For that, I'll just move to the form once again. And here, we are going to just enter the details of some other participant. Let's give the first name as dummy. Last name as customer, email address as dummy@pabblytuts.com, and let's enter the phone number over here and let's click on submit. Thank you, your submission has been received. So the form has been filled. Now let us check our Excel spreadsheet. Okay, and here we can find the details of the next participant, name as dummy, last name as customer. Here we can find the email address and the phone number. So in this way, we can see that our integration is perfectly working fine. Let's move back to Pabbly Connect and I'll just minimize all these windows and let us see in a nutshell whatever we have done till now. So first, we have created an integration between Jotform and Pabbly Connect so that whenever the response is received on the form submission, automatically the details are captured in Pabbly Connect, and then using those details, we have entered the same data or the same record into Excel spreadsheet. And in this way, we have learned that how we can integrate Jotform with MS Excel using Pabbly Connect. Thank you.
In this video, we are going to see how to upload data from Microsoft Excel to Google Sheets in real time. So let's say you are using Excel as a spreadsheet software and you want that every time new data is added as a new row in the spreadsheet, automatically the same data should be added as a new row in your Google Sheets. Now, how would you do that? For this, you will have to integrate these two applications, and you can do that with the help of Pabbly Connect software. Here, your trigger application would be Excel and your action application would be Google Sheets. Now, how you can do this yourself? To show you that, let me take you to my screen.
So let us now begin with the process. The first thing we have to do is we have to type the URL pabbly.com/connect. And as we do that, it will take us to the landing page of this software. Here on the right hand side, you can see two options, sign in and sign up for free. If you are an existing user, you can simply sign in. If you are a new user, then you will have to sign up. It will not take more than 2 minutes. And also at the time of account creation, you will get 100 free tasks. So I'm going to click on sign in as I'm an existing user here. And now it has taken me to the All Apps page. Here, since we are doing this integration using Pabbly Connect, let's click on Access Now. So now it has taken us to the dashboard. Here on the right hand side, you can see Create Workflow. Let's click on this. And now we have to name our workflow. So here, what are we doing? We have to upload data from Excel to Google Sheets in real time. So I'm going to name my workflow as MS Excel to Google Sheets integration. And now let's click on create. So once this is done, we have reached this particular page which has got two very important actions, trigger and so finally this new window appears which has got two very important events, trigger and action. Triggers and actions are those two concepts or principles on which this entire automation works. So trigger basically says when this happens, and action says do this. Action is the response of the trigger. Now here, what would be our trigger application? MS Excel. So let's write Excel and let's click on this. Now the trigger event. So for this trigger event, we have to have what should happen? You know, there is a new row in worksheet. So every time there is a new row in worksheet, then only this information should be added to our Google Sheets. So let's click on this and click on connect. So I have already logged into my Microsoft Excel account. I'm going to click on add new connection and then connect with Microsoft Excel. We have to do this process because Pabbly Connect is here asking to connect itself with Microsoft Excel account so that it can receive the information. Now here let's choose the account, and once we come down, let's provide the access so that the authorization can get successful. So once done, this means that Pabbly Connect and Microsoft Excel are totally connected. Now here we have to select the workbook. So here the workbook that I've already created is book XLS, and here we have first name, last name, email address and the contact number. So I'm going to choose this one, going back to Pabbly Connect. So here see the book has already been acquired and the sheet. Now I'm going to click on save and send test request. So here this is the information that we have received. So we have received the name, first names, last name, then the email address and then the mobile number. So this is how we have received it. Now what is it that we are supposed to do? We have to integrate Google Sheets with Excel. So the next application is Google Sheets. Let's click on this. And now what would be the action event? We will have to add a new row. So every time we get information, a new row would be added along with the information. So let's click on connect. Again, Pabbly Connect is asking to connect itself with the Google Sheets account. For this, we are going to click on add new connection and then connect with Google Sheets. And then we will have to select the account. Let's select this and provide the access. So let's click on continue. And now we can see that the authorization has been successful. So if I come down here, we have to select the spreadsheet. So for this, let me show you. So this is the new lead data. I've already created this file and the categories are first name, last name, email address and mobile number. Going back to Pabbly Connect, let's map the information. Mapping basically means the same thing, the information that we have already received, we are going to take it here. So new lead data is the name of the spreadsheet. Since there is only one sheet, it has already been acquired as sheet 1. Now the first name. So let's fill in the first name. So the first name here is Smart. Then the last name here again is Excel. Then we have the email address. Let's fill in this information. So this is the email address and then we have the mobile number. So this is our mobile number. So once we have mapped the data, I'm going to click on save and send test request. And here you can see that we have received the response. So once done, basically what should happen, this information that we had fed in our Excel sheet should be captured by the Google Sheets. So let's go to our Google Sheets. And here you can see that yes, we have received the same information. Smart Excel is now a part of our Google Sheets. So this means that this integration between Excel Sheets and Google Sheets is a total success. Now we have to check this in real time. So I'm again going to go back to my Excel sheet account and here let's fill in some other information. So it's demo and the last name is name and it is demo name at pabblytudes.com. And then we have the contact number. So yep, done. Now let me take you back to my Google Sheets and refresh the page. So here you can see that we haven't received the information. Why? For this, let me take you to my Pabbly account and go up. Here you can see that it is written that this trigger will check for new data in every 8 hours, which means the trigger application has a polling time of 8 hours. So this workflow will run after every 8 hours to check for the data. Now we'll have to wait for 8 hours to see if we have received the information on our Google Sheets or no. So let's do that and then I'm going to come back to my Google Sheet. So once we have refreshed the page, here you can see that we have received this information. Now this is just a one-time process. You do not have to set up this entire integration again and again. So now every time you have some new information on your Excel sheet, automatically the same information will be updated on your Google Sheet. I hope this is very much clear to you. We are going to go back to Pabbly Connect and understand the entire process. It is a very simple two-step integration process where our trigger application was Microsoft Excel and we had chosen our event as new row in worksheet. Next, the action application was Google Sheets and our action application was add new row. In case you have any other doubt, you can refer to the workflow. The same workflow is given in the video description. You can always clone this and process immediately. If you have any other suggestion or advice, you can always write to us.
Hey everyone, in this video you will learn how you can send WhatsApp messages using your Microsoft Excel sheet automatically. So guys, here you just have to add the contact details and the names and some other useful details of your people in your Excel worksheet, and after that WhatsApp messages will be sent to all those people in bulk automatically. Yes guys, and we are going to set up this automation using Pabbly Connect, which is an integration and automation tool, and we are going to make this connection between Excel and WhatsApp without any coding very easily, just by connecting Excel application as our trigger app and WhatsApp as our action app. Let me show you how. So guys, this is the landing page of Pabbly Connect tool, and we have pasted this same link in the description as well. From here you can set up your free Pabbly Connect account by clicking on the sign up free button, and you will get free automation tasks to set up and test your automation. Okay, so you can sign up right now, and after that you have to log in to reach here on the dashboard of Pabbly Connect. And guys, here you have to click on this create workflow button to create the automation workflow, and here you can give a suitable name to your workflow as well. So I am giving the name as send WhatsApp messages from MS Excel. Okay, so after giving the name like this, just click on create button, and you can see your workflow page is started loading up here. And this is the workflow page. Here we have the trigger and action modules. So with the help of these two modules, we are going to set up this automation. So as I have already told you that we need to connect our MS Excel application as our trigger application. So trigger means the event which is going to trigger the workflow or start the workflow, and the action would be the response towards the trigger. So guys, I want that when I am done adding the details of my people or my leads here in this Excel sheet, the workflow should trigger automatically and send WhatsApp messages in bulk to these people. So here I have just added a few details of a few demo people, not an original one. But if you are adding many the details of hundreds of or even thousands of people here, the workflow is going to work. Okay, so here Microsoft Excel is our trigger application. So first of all, choose Microsoft Excel from this list. Okay, here you can see we have this Microsoft Excel option selected. And then you have to select the trigger event. So the trigger event would be new row in worksheet. Okay, and here you can see it is written here every 8 hours. So guys, this trigger is going to check for new data in every 8 hours in your Microsoft Excel sheet. So suppose that you have added the details of hundreds of or thousands of people in your Excel sheet in the span of 8 hours. So after 8 hours, the workflow is going to trigger and send the WhatsApp messages to all those people in bulk at once. Okay, so here you need to connect this Excel sheet first here in the trigger section. So click on connect, and from here select add new connection, then click on connect with Microsoft Excel, and here you have to provide some access to Pabbly Connect. These are the access you have to provide. Just click on yes. Okay, and you can see we are getting connected here. So authorization is successful and we are now connected. Here it is asking for the workbook's name and the worksheet's name. So this is my workbook named as WhatsApp messages to subscribers. This is the name. Okay, and I have saved this sheet into my OneDrive account. You can see, so this is a live worksheet here we have, and the name of sheet is sheet 1. So when you click here on the workbook field, it will show you the list of the workbooks that you have created. From here you have to choose the name of your workbook. This is it, WhatsApp messages to subscribers. Okay, and you can see the sheet's name got auto selected because we have only one sheet. Okay, now click on save and send test request here, and the data of your customer or the people that you have added here will be fetched in your workflow like this. You can see the data is fetched here. So this is the test data we have received, and it is showing us the details of this demo customer. Okay, demo customer and the WhatsApp number. Here you can see we have added the demo customer name in the last row, so it has fetched the latest entry here in the workflow. Okay, so with the help of this data we can set up the automation further. Now guys, I want that after getting the details of my customer, the WhatsApp message will be sent to the customer or the person. So for that to happen, we need to connect WhatsApp here in the Sections tab. And to connect with WhatsApp, we need to have the access of WhatsApp's API or application programming interface. So to get that access, we are going to use WhatsApp's official cloud API platform. So before connecting WhatsApp's cloud API here, you need to connect your number with the WhatsApp cloud API. So if you want to know how to do that, you can watch the video from the description. We have created a dedicated video on WhatsApp cloud API setup for your business. So do watch that, and after that you can use the WhatsApp cloud API feature here in the Sections tab. So after setting up your WhatsApp cloud API, you just have to search for it here, and here it is. Just select it, and in the action event, select send template message option and click on connect. And if you're making the connection with the cloud API for the very first time, select add new connection option, and here you can give a name to this connection as well. And this connection that you're making by selecting the new connection option is going to be a one-time process, because this connection is going to be saved in your account. Okay, so here it is asking for the permanent access token of your cloud API platform, the phone number ID, and the business account ID details. So if you want to get to know more about these things, you just can read this instruction. Please enter your generated token as explained here. So when you click on this here word written in blue, you will reach the forum page of Pabbly. And here you can see we have these videos. First video is for the cloud API setup inside Pabbly Connect. Second video is for generating the permanent access token of cloud API. Then we have written instructions along with screenshots to get you to provide you information about the cloud API setup and the connection of cloud API inside the trigger and in the actions inside Pabbly Connect. Okay, so you can learn everything about cloud API setup from here only. And guys, to find these things, I can show you my cloud API setup. Here you can see I am under Meta for Developers section. This is the app I have created, and I'm under WhatsApp's Getting Started page. And on the Getting Started page, you will see a temporary access token first. So first they gave you temporary tokens, but these tokens expire in 24 hours. So you need to generate a permanent access token of your cloud API. So if you want to know how to generate that token, you can watch the video from the description or from this forum page. We have this video here. So follow this video, get your token generated, and you have to keep that token safe, because we are going to use that same token afterwards also. So after getting the token, you have to paste the token here in this token field. Similarly, you will find the phone number ID here like this. This is the phone number ID. You can just copy it and paste it here. And you will find the business account ID here. Copy that and paste it here like this. All right. And after pasting all the things, you just have to click on save button and you will be connected with the WhatsApp's cloud API. Okay. And guys, this connection will be saved in your account. So if next time, if you want to make the connection again in a different workflow, you just can use this already saved existing connection. Okay. For that, we have this select existing connection option. So you just have to click here and it will show you all your previously existing connections from the select connections list like this. So you can see I have already created many connections with my cloud API before. So from here, you can choose any of your existing connection. Let me choose an old one. Let me show you. This is a very old connection of mine. I have renamed this as Cloud API Final One. Okay, so I'm selecting this. And now I just have to click on save and I'll be connected again, guys. You can see no need to fill the token and all these things again. Okay, and we are connected. And guys, here it is asking to select your WhatsApp's message templates name. Okay, so before sending messages directly and automatically on WhatsApp to your people, first you need to create some standard message structures which are called message templates inside your Cloud API setup. And then after that you can use those templates to send messages to your people. So guys, I have created a template for this purpose. You can see these are the message template section, guys, and these are all the approved templates I have for sending messages, and from here I'm going to choose this template. So guys, this is a template I have created named as new lead sign up. So I have created this message template for new subscribers that we are getting from our website. Okay, and I am adding the details of my subscribers here in my Excel sheet, and I want to send WhatsApp messages to my subscribers. Okay, so you can create such message templates for any other purpose as well. I'm just showing you an example that I have created this template for the subscribers. So I have created the message like this. Hi Akash, this is just a random name of any person. Thanks for signing up. Welcome to Pabbly. We are so lucky to have you as a precious user. You will be among the first to hear about our new arrivals, big events and special offers. Okay. So guys, if you want to know how to create such templates, you can watch the video from the description, guys. We have created a dedicated video on message template creations and getting the approval. So you can watch that and create your template for your need, for your purpose. Okay. And here in this template, we also have some variables which we can change with every new message. You can see here in the body box of the message, we have this 1 in double curly braces and 2. These are called the body fields or the variable tags. And we have added these 2 tags here because we want to change the name of the person every time we are sending the message to anyone. I want to place the name here after hi. Okay. And welcome to. So if you have different website or different, so if you want to use the same template for different reasons and you want to welcome your subscriber to any other purpose, you can change this second body field also. Okay, so you have to place these body fields in proper places, and you can watch the video. You'll get to know everything about these body fields also. First of all, let's select the template from this template name field. So when you click here, it will show you the list. From here, you can search for your template's name. Here it is. Select it. Okay. Alright, so after selecting the template, it will ask for the recipient mobile number. So you got the mobile number or WhatsApp number details from your Excel sheet in the trigger step. Okay, here you can see we got this number. So I'm just going to map this WhatsApp number field or label here in this field. So to map the details, you just have to click here on this field and it will show you the previous step or the trigger step in the drop down. So when you click on it, it will show you all the data that you have received, and from here only you can map this mobile number label like this. Okay, and now it is asking for the body fields 1 and 2. So guys, as I've already told you that we can change 2 things here in our message dynamically with every new message. So to get the things changed, get the values of body fields changed every time you are sending the message, you need to map the values of the body fields here in your workflow. Okay, so I'm going to map the data from the trigger only. I want to place the name of my person here in the message, so I'm mapping the name value here. Similarly, here in the second body field, we are welcoming this person to our website, let's say. So I'm just putting my website address here manually. You can put things manually here as well, but the things that you're putting here manually are going to be the static things. This website address is going to be the same with every message. Okay, because we have filled this data here manually, but the things that you have mapped here are going to change with every new message. Okay, so here you can see we can have many different numbers here. So we have mapped the number label here, and we can have many different names here. So we have mapped the name label here. So this is going to be updated with every new execution of the workflow, and with every new message, these 2 details are going to change. Okay. Now you can check your connection with WhatsApp by clicking on save and send test request, and a test message will be delivered to this WhatsApp number. So guys, what I'm going to do here, I'm going to remove this number and I'm going to place my number here just to show you the demo. You have to map the number here, but just to show you the demo of the message, how the message is going to appear on WhatsApp, I'm going to fill my number here. Then I'll click on save and send test request and show you the message. So I'm clicking on save and send test request, and you can see we have received a new message on WhatsApp. Okay, let me show you the message now. You can see this is the new message I have received. It is showing hi demo customer. Okay, so in place of Akash, you can see in place of the body field, actually we got a new name here, demo customer. Thanks for signing up. Welcome to www.pabbly.com. This is the address I have mapped here in the second body field, and we got the address placed here like this. Okay, so this is how it is going to work, guys, and our connection with WhatsApp is working properly, and we are done setting up this automation. So guys, you have to set up this automation only once. After that, you don't have to do anything manually here. After that, you just have to add the details of your people here in your Excel sheet, and in every 8 hours the WhatsApp messages are going to be delivered to all your people automatically. So guys, you can use this same workflow as well, because I'm going to paste the link of this same workflow in the description, and you can clone it in your own free Pabbly Connect account and start using this automation instantly.
Guys, thank you so much for watching our video, and please let us know how our automation ideas are helping you in the comment section. And if you have any queries related to this application, please ask your queries from this forum link, and do check the pricing of this application from this link. And guys, we are open to ideas. If you want us that we should make videos on other aspects of your business, please do let us know in the comment section. And if you like our work, please subscribe to our channel.